So we have here the cooked rice from the rice cooker onto our tray, and you can just break it up a bit, because what you're going to do now is make the equivalent of snowballs.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is also medium grain, short grain white rice, and it being so starchy and cooked in a rice
Very
cooker,
sticky.
it's very sticky. That's right. So the rice in the steamer is going to have a different texture to the rice in the balls, in the Koji balls. And I think it's useful to have a bowl of water handy, just so you can give your hands a bit of a clean in between, because you just can't work with sticky rice hands and still get the job done. We just use the towel to dry them off a bit, and see there's the plastic bag, and it's got strips of banana leaves. Now banana leaves are very useful for this. Traditionally the Japanese will use rice or barley leaves to wrap around the rice balls.
Okay.
But it's much easier for us to access banana leaves, and they all carry the same mold spores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're going to use those strips of banana leaf to wrap around the balls, and then over on the shelf there's some elastic bands, and you can open the pack, because every rice ball will have 2 elastic bands.
So then you
To keep the banana leaves on and to keep the balls intact. Right, so we've got our elastic bands handy and our strips of banana leaves, and we've got our bowl of water so we can work efficiently. Now it's a matter of making a snowball. And you just pack that rice tight. Now be careful not to make them too small, because as the rice dries, everything shrinks. And if they're too small, everything just falls off after a while. So it needs to be a good firm size.
bit bigger.
Yes, bigger, bigger. Just think of playing out in the snow. Can you imagine that? In this 30-degree heat? In some parts of the world they're having very thick snow, you know?
That's right. Yeah. This is our
Here's a look.
version.
Can you make it a bit bigger, please? Yeah, because it will shrink. The rice will dry out in about a week from now, and it will shrink quite a bit. Okay, nice and tight, so it stays together. Now I suggest you just rinse your hands a bit. And then grab some of those strips of banana leaves, one at a time. You'll need 2 strips for every ball. Yeah, meet up one end over the other, and then the other way. That's right, and get the elastic bands and just put them around the balls to keep them together. Right, so now you've well and truly blitzed those balls, haven't you? Let's have a look and see what they look like inside now. Just twist that lid towards, yeah, that's it. And just pour that into our bowl. Now the rice is going to be hydrated back to a lovely soft rice. Bit messy, isn't it? All that mould everywhere.
Fun in the kitchen.
You want to just show our viewers what it looks like in the bowl? See, it looks a bit more decent now, doesn't it? It's not so scary anymore. So we've got a jug with some water. If you could just pour enough water in there just to bring it back into moisture. It doesn't have to drown, but just bring it back into some moisture. And that will sit there for about 36 hours or so. There's you can just mix that in. Just make sure everything is a little bit wet. And then once the water has reabsorbed into our dry rice, it will start to grow a white bloom over it. And that will definitely show me that it's active.
Yeah.
So those molds are all going to break down the cooked soybean and turn it into that lovely dark brown mushroomy miso. Yeah, just a bit more water, yeah, because it'll just absorb a lot of water now. That rice, although it was cooked, has been so dehydrated from just sitting on the racks there for a few weeks. And we'll be using that in a couple of days to make our miso. So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.